A mountain retreat doesn't have to feel rustic to feel restful. It can feel this clean, this quiet, and this beautifully modern. Watch how a winter palette, soft daylight, and disciplined minimalism turn an apartment into something that feels like pure calm. The foyer feels like a quiet, deep breath the moment you step inside. Soft daylight slips across the pale wood floor and ivory walls, giving everything a hushed warmth that instantly slows the pace of the day. The space is spare, but never cold. Every surface feels intentional, every line calm. Through the tall windows, the snowy mountain view sets a peaceful tone that makes arriving home feel almost ceremonial. This living area feels like winter light made livable. The room opens gently, with a relaxed softness that invites you to sink in and stay a while. Pale textures, muted tones, and clean architectural edges create a sense of ease without losing its elegance. Sunlight washes across the room and catches the quiet beauty of the mountain horizon outside, making the whole space feel still, grounded, and deeply comforting. The lounge has that rare feeling of being both refined and deeply restful. It feels like a place where conversations would naturally slow down, where silence would feel welcome instead of empty. Soft fabrics, warm wood, and the bright winter view beyond the glass give the room a cocoon-like calm. Everything seems designed to let the mind unclench, while still holding on to a sense of polished luxury and grace. The dining space feels beautifully unhurried, like a long morning that never needs to end. Light pours in and settles gently over the table, the chairs, and the soft neutral finishes, giving the room a quiet glow. There is a lovely sense of restraint here, but it never feels austere. Instead, it feels intimate, serene, and thoughtful, with the mountain landscape outside adding a constant sense of openness. This kitchen feels like a breath of clean mountain air. It is crisp and quiet, but still warm enough to feel inviting, especially when daylight moves across the smooth surfaces and pale tones. The simplicity makes the room feel luxurious in a very natural way, as if everything was chosen to let the morning begin slowly and beautifully. The view outside only deepens that sense of calm and clarity. The breakfast nook feels wonderfully private, like a little pause tucked into the heart of the apartment. Morning light spills in and softens the edges of the room, making the whole corner glow with a gentle ease. Sitting here would feel almost meditative, with the snowy trees outside and the quiet interior wrapping around you. It is simple, intimate, and just a little bit magical in its stillness. The bedroom feels like the kind of place where your shoulders finally drop and your breathing slows. Everything about it is soft, quiet, and composed, from the pale textures to the clean lines to the steady winter light drifting in from the windows. The mountain view adds a sense of distance and peace, as if the room were floating just above the world, held in a very calm, private sanctuary. The guest room carries the same peaceful spirit, but with a slightly more welcoming tenderness. It feels restful in the best way, like someone carefully prepared it for comfort and ease. Daylight makes the pale finishes feel warm rather than stark, and the mountain scene outside gives the room a gentle sense of retreat. It is the kind of space that quietly tells a guest they can exhale here. The closet feels less like storage and more like a quiet personal gallery. There is a sense of order that feels soothing rather than strict, with soft light touching the wood and stone in a way that makes everything seem composed. It carries the same winter calm as the rest of the apartment, and that consistency gives it a surprising beauty. The whole room feels private, refined, and wonderfully unhurried. The office feels like a place where focus would come naturally, without effort or force. Light moves across the room in a soft, steady way, keeping everything bright but never harsh. The quiet mountain view outside adds a sense of openness that makes working here feel less confined and more thoughtful. It is calm, uncluttered, and emotionally easy, the kind of workspace that helps ideas settle into place. The balcony feels like the apartment's most peaceful exhale. Stepping out here, you immediately meet crisp air, open sky, and the stillness of the mountains beyond, all framed by the same quiet elegance as the rooms inside. It feels intimate yet expansive, a place for tea, reflection, or simply watching the light shift across the snow. The atmosphere is gentle, restorative, and deeply connected to the landscape. What makes this home memorable isn't excess, but restraint. Every surface, every line, every soft shadow works together to create stillness. That is the real luxury here, space that lets you breathe.